May the fluids be with you!
To start, what is fluid mechanics? Well, fluid mechanics is a branch of physics which concerns the study of fluids and the ways in which they interact with forces.
Fluids are liquids and gases. Fluid mechanics has been here for a long time.
Archimedes was the author of some of the first studies we know of which concern fluid statics, including the property of buoyancy.
Fluid mechanics is divided into two fields of study. First, we have hydrostatics, which concerns fluid at rest, and hydrodynamics, which covers fluids in motion.
This video will cover the three principles concerning fluid mechanics, which are Pascal's principle, Archimedes' principle, and Bernoulli's principle.
Dun 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 dun! Pascal's principle! Have you ever heard of a hydraulic system? The basic idea behind any hydraulic system is very simple. Force that is applied at one point is transmitted to another point using an incompressible fluid.
If the second piston has a larger surface area, the force is multiplied. Blaise Pascal clarified a principle from this hydraulic system.
Pascal's principle states that pressure applied to a fluid is transmitted unchanged and equally throughout that fluid.
Since pressure is force over a given area, we can express Pascal's principle through the equation pressure in equals pressure out, or force in over area in equals force out over area out. Remember that pressure does not change. The principle in the hydraulic system is widely used in jacks, vehicle brake systems, hydraulic presses, and heavy machinery.
Dun 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 dun! Archimedes' principle! Archimedes' principle states that a body immersed in a fluid is supported up by a buoyant force.
Have you ever wondered why you float in water?
If a body is less dense than the fluid, it will float. If it is more dense, it will sink.
In our experiment, we showed you that the sachet of the ketchup can only float in salt water and not in fresh water. That's because just about anything will float in salt water if there is enough salt in the water. The salt content of the Dead Sea is about 31%, and it's very easy for a person to float in. This is because the salt makes the water more dense, and this affects the property known as buoyancy.
Dun 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 dun! Bernoulli's principle! Bernoulli states in his principle that a rise in pressure in a flowing fluid must always be accompanied by a decrease in the speed. Bernoulli's principle is part of the basic principles of pressure in fluids.
We will demonstrate this principle by performing this experiment. Watch and enjoy! Why did the soda cans move together instead of moving apart from each other? This surprising result is due to Bernoulli's principle, which states that moving air exerts less pressure. The air between the cans is moving and exerting less pressure than the air on the far side of the cans. Thus, the pressure is greater on the far side of the cans, so they are pushed together. Pascal's principle. A fluid at rest in a closed container, a pressure change in one part is transmitted without loss to every portion of the fluid and to the walls of the container. Archimedes' principle states that the body immersed in a fluid is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of the displaced liquid. The principle applies to both floating and submerged bodies and to all fluids. Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle states that for an inviscid flow, an increase in the speed of the fluid occurs simultaneously with a decrease in pressure or a decrease in the fluid's potential energy. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed and learned a lot here in Minute Physics.